Ray, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. So there's been a lot of attention over the years about military and veterans specifically, and the toll that their job takes on them. We don't hear as much about first responders and firefighters in particular. I think there's an assumption that the folks who do this kind of work just can handle it. But there are, a lot of things that add to the stress of your job. Let's talk about some of them. Like,
Sure.
It's a high stress, high adrenaline job, right?
Oh, absolutely. You could go from sleeping, and 4 minutes later, you're in the middle of an inferno and looking for victims.
And that's all the time. Your
That's
schedule,
every
too.
third day, 24 hours for 30 years. So that builds up. The military combat vets have that stress condensed in a short period of time. And in firefighters, it's over a 20, 30-year career. So it builds up, and we call it the bucket gets full sometimes, and we need to learn how to dump the bucket out so we can continue to fill it up. So.
And it's not all high stress, high adrenaline, is it, too? Some days there's just tedium of calls that are...
Yes, we have some stress that you would not be tagged as a high stress call, but our members get challenged with seeing people that don't make very good life decisions, and it's hard for us to deal with them sometimes, and people that don't want to take care of themselves, and we try to do the best care we possibly could give to them, so we get frustrated sometimes too. And the sleep deprivation is a definite problem. You have 30 years every third day of no sleep, and then the next night when you go home, it's hard to get good sleep because you're still in that mode, so it takes another day to get enough relax so you could get a good night's sleep, and then you start all over again.
And it's cumulative. I mean, if this were your job for a year or 2 years, but like you're saying, you pile this on, the sleep deprivation in particular, and the high stress for 30 years, and it takes a toll. 5 years, I presume it takes a toll.
Oh, yeah. So in one shift, you can have who knows how many fires. You could have babies drowning. You can have old people having heart attacks. I mean, this is all in a 24-hour period. So, and there's no script. So you never know what you're coming into when you show up at work that day.
In listening to the documentary on Firestrong, one of the firefighters said you're fed a constant diet of bad.
You see the worst of the worst every third day. And then if you work overtime, that's even more.
I presume also there's something to do with the personality type of folks who pursue this kind of job.
Yeah, we're problem solvers. We got into this profession to help people, and sometimes people don't want to help themselves, which adds stress to a normally caring person. So yeah, all those things are, and they're type A personalities. So we get in, we fix the problem, we leave, we move on to the next one. And that's kind of the way that's exactly the type of person we hire.
Who does their job well.
Yeah, and we train them. We're the best trained. We train them, we give them all the best equipment to solve everybody's problem as best as we can.
And then often, because you're seeing people at the worst, I'll bet there's a stigma attached to admitting that you also may have a problem.
That's the biggest thing. Traditionally, we don't want to be that person that we are solving their problems. We figure we can solve everybody else's problem. Why can't we solve our own problem? And that adds even more stress, especially when sometimes life happens and you get in a corner and you don't know really how to solve your problem. And like I was saying, when a firefighter reaches out for help, they're usually in crisis because they've solved or figured every way to solve their problem, and it hasn't happened. So they don't know what to do. So when they reach out, we really want to respond quickly to them because we know they've tried everything to solve that problem.
So let's talk about some of the things that you guys have come up with to help firefighters. And I guess go back a little bit. What precipitated this? There was a string of incidents, correct?
Yeah, we had a rash of suicides. Our active members were taking their own lives. And through our labor management process, the union realized, hey, we have a problem. And at the time, the fire chief did too. So we started a task force, both labor and management, and we went to our members, Phoenix firefighter members, and asked them what would they want to see in a mental health type of a program. And what they came up with was a referral type website, which is Firestrong. So the union started it. We funded it. The unions funded it. There's no taxpayer funding in this at all. The union manages it, and we have support through the fire department with it. But the funding came from donations in the community. And what it is a referral website that our members could go to confidentially. And they have a membership code, so nobody else knows they're on there. And there's all kinds of ways to get self-help. There's even tiles for what is counseling. There's marriage counseling. There's self-help questionnaires to see if you actually do have a problem. And firemen traditionally, they'll take that test 3 or 4 times before they realize they might need help, you know. So it was originally for Phoenix Fire. So we've actually expanded, and we have 60 fire departments on it now. We have over 500 peers. It's a peer support model. So your peers who reaches out to you and helps you through the process, not a professional per se.
So another firefighter might be trained to...
So we train the peers, and they are the initial contact when somebody's having some type of an issue. It's a little easier. We found that it works a lot better for firefighters to talk to other firefighters. So that model has been super successful, and like I said, we got 60 departments, 600 peers, and we're about 8,500 hits per month on that website.
And you were telling me earlier that you know it's having an effect just by the number of people who are taking advantage of services. Is that right?
Yep. So we're working on a stigma. You know, firemen, just like the military guys, we're problem solvers. We can handle it, and we don't want to admit that maybe we need some help. So we've noticed with just the hits alone at 8,500 hits per month that the guys are reaching out, and it's working. And our program is really, really successful. And it's internationally known now, so we've actually helped build the internationals program with our material. So it's spreading and helping a lot of people, so we're pretty proud of it.
Well, congratulations and good luck, and thank you very much for coming in and talking with us. Appreciate it.